I'm so excited for the 21st. Oh man, I was April 2, Mortal Kombat 1. Those updates cannot come fast enough. So how are y'all doing today? I'm extremely excited. Probably gonna pass out in like an hour or two, but don't worry. Excuse me. I will make sure to still stream. So we need to talk, and it's about Sasha Hung, and it's not what you think. All right. Plus, I'm gonna turn the audio down on this because. But yeah, we need to talk because I'm loving the app. It's amazing. But Americans are finding ways to, how do I put this? Show a little bit too much of America. And it's not what, you know, those on Sasha Hung are doing. It's the negatives. And one thing that it showed me is that us Americans can be quite negative. Like it's just something that we're prone to because that's all we were pretty much shown by the news media is negativity. So therefore, when we introduce ourselves to others, we sadly come across as negative. Now, I get it, especially with everything going on with the new version of TikTok. A lot of people are upset that there's a lot of censorship now. So I get it, completely understandable. But why in the world do we have to tell everyone that's out your hung app, you know, all of what's going on? Why do we need to do that? Why can't we just show them our art and everything that's good about America? It's good to inform, but here's the difference between when Chinese Americans tell us their problems and when we do it. When Chinese Americans tell us their problems, they don't go on about it. They just state this is what's going on and they move on. And they go back to posting whatever it is that they were posting. Americans got to make, you know, a chapter novel series. And I noticed this weird trend with American sites and even social media where it's just very strange to me where it's like you go, you know, just to check on YouTube or whatever, and it's negative, 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 negative. Oh, this happened. Oh, this is terrible. This is blah blah blah. But then you go over to, you know, Joshua Hung, positive, positive, funny. It's like they acknowledge when something is terrible and whatnot, like in the game industry, but they don't go on about it like we do. And it got me thinking, man, something is wrong with us. We need to get a grip. And this is coming from someone who pretty much preaches and promotes positivity. But to see it firsthand, it hasn't been 4 days, and all people are talking about is TikTok, 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 TikTok. Oh, this and this, and it's just like, but here we found an app where we can get away from that. So why are we talking about something that we already knew was going to be censored, you know? But we found some better Hung. And their only rule is keep that NSFW political religious talk out of here. And it's just like, I get why they do it. I understand. Like I was on VR chat just recording vids and I it's honestly scary to me. Like I have much of a broader understanding, and this comes from someone who studies psychology, read articles and everything, yada yada, you know, open minded, all that good stuff. But this is just like to see this level of negativity, and I've noticed this on TikTok way before I was introduced to, you know, Sasha Hong, aka Red Note, Facebook, Instagram. Like there's positive moments and whatnot, but Americans tend to always go towards what's negative. It's weird. It's actually weird. And this is something that I'm gonna have to like honestly research on my own, during my own time. Like, why is it that other countries see things differently than we do? Like, we over exaggerate funerals, we take things to heart, we're so unforgiving. We'll be the first ones to sue somebody instead of seeing like an ultimatum. It's like, what in the world? I've seen so much of how Americans act on that app that it, and I don't mean like, I'm not talking about the ones that have common sense. I'm talking about the ones who don't know what to do. And of course, they're being smart about it. They're not being disrespectful per se. It's just like what they talk about and stuff. It's just like huge difference. I go to a Chinese American's, page. Positivity. Yeah, they may talk about how their day wasn't all that great. And then they move on the next day talking about something positive. Here's how to do this. Look what I've learned. Look what I researched. And it's like, wait a minute. I used to do that exact same thing. Where I would have a day where I would be like, hey, I just don't feel like talking. And then the next moment, I'm all positive and happy. And I'm trying to spread goodwill and try to help people. And it's just like, it's just strange. It's very, very strange. And I noticed this even with certain streamers. It's like, when you speak positive here in America on any level, it only gets attention for so long. Versus over in China, when they speak positive, when they speak goodwill and hope, huge difference. Something's wrong with our country, man. Something. This is bigger than our current president. This is bigger than our administration. This is bigger than that inauguration speech. This is bigger. This is a global American issue that's been going on for decades. I think what we need is we need more culture shocks from Americans. We need it. I feel like more Americans need to be able to afford to travel to places like China and Japan and whatnot, IRL, so they can understand that your way of living is completely different from other countries. And that what you've learned from America is kind of like half truths or not even true at all. Now, one may ask, well, what's some of the stereotypes that you learned about Chinese Americans? That they're bitter towards Americans? That's the one thing I was told. They were bitter towards us. That was pretty much it, that they were bitter towards us. Just to find out that's not all of them. The majority of them have moved on. I mean, that never stopped me from wanting to learn Mandarin and whatnot. It's just, why are we Americans so negative? I think I got an answer. Because it's the fuel that drives capitalism. Something's negative, especially on YouTube. Um, it gets the views. China doesn't have to do that. Over there, they don't have to do that. They just post a video and they're just happy with what they get. They know how to balance it. All these news sites, oh, this happened, and it's over exaggeration and depression, and it's just. But you want to know what's even scarier? I even noticed this even on VR chat. Go into a public lobby, you may find one or two, three positive folks, and 9 times out of 10, they're from another country, or they're from America, but they came from another country. It's no wonder why third world countries can't stand us. Like they love America, but they can't stand us. One of the biggest complaints I hear from them is that, oh, y'all, we complain, y'all don't like to work, you're lazy. And I remember how we would take such offense to that. Me, I took offense to that when I was young to the point where I wanted to work hard and learn the language and stuff like that. Just let them know that we're not like that. But they were right. They weren't being mean. They weren't being prejudiced. They were just showing how our culture works. It's driven off of negativity. It's driven off of lies and miscommunication. Now the good news is there's an easy fix, but the thing is, do they want to be fixed? Because I'm like, I'm on this app, right? It's peaceful and everything. Then I check on there, and it's just like, you know what? Let me get my phone so I can actually give y'all an example of the stuff that I'm seeing right here, right now. It's honestly concerning me. Okay, let's see. So, for example, um, and this is coming from myself as a furry. There was this one individual that was like, get stepped on or whatnot. And of course, someone may look at that like, oh, haha, that's just a joke. They're just joking. Here's another one that says something about Spartan avatars are so hot. Why would you post that on there? Um, Here's one that's talking about everything that's going on with TikTok. Please stop. We've been trying to cheat all day and haven't had any luck, so you call your girlfriend. And, like, what? This is the type of stuff we didn't see. And then, of course, the popular furs are coming on the app, posting their most popular vids, the ones that are like not all that appropriate. I'm like, why are y'all doing this? We got the malls and paws. It's like, come on, man. This is why people can't stand furries. Like, can y'all please stop that for 5 seconds, man? Like, why y'all bringing it on this app? Like, people already have like this, mixed view on furries, and you're doing stuff like this. Like, come on, man. All this about the government. Please stop. It's just what it's just we got AI art now on the app. Like, come on, man. Now the good news is that Chasha Hung, you know, they pretty much know when something is wrong on the app, and they will pretty much take it down if they need to. Now, of course, there's some friends on here that got common sense and they know what to do, so I appreciate that. But then there's the others where I'm just like, y'all gotta stop. I guess they're just like, oh well, it's an 18 plus. 18 plus doesn't mean you go around doing the same things that you did on TikTok. I'm sorry, I'm over here like getting frustrated. I shouldn't. It's one of the coldest days. Marriage is like a ball and chain, and boy, do I love balls. Like, come on, man, seriously. None of this stuff was on this app, and now it is on this app. And it's like, come on, man, what are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing? And I can see why, you know, third world countries, they respect us in a way, but they always have their doubts about us. And it's like, man, I'm not gonna lie. After what I'm seeing, it just makes me think about myself. Like when I was young, right? I've always had like a mixture of positive and negative thoughts, and that was due to a chemical imbalance. And I remember when like my mother and even my grandparents would always tell me like seek to be more positive, be honest with how you're feeling, talk about it, don't just hold it in, don't it's just I am having such a culture shock right now, even though I'm not really shocked about how Chinese Americans are, but just the fact that they use this app, right? And they're allowing us Americans to say whatever we want for the time being, but they're pretty much showing us why we are so unhappy, why we're so miserable, why we seek validation. It's just mind blowing, mind blowing. And they can't see themselves. Americans, I can say because I'm American, I'm black, mixed Native American, Paul here, can't see themselves. It's just, it's hard to believe. And I'm so frustrated because if they ruin this for us, man, I'm gonna have to post a rant. I'm gonna have to post my very first rant video on this YouTube channel. And I don't want to do that. I really don't want the popular furs and bronies and whatnot. I don't want those that are in the politics ruining this app. I really don't. I'm already seeing this. I'm already seeing what they're doing. I'm like, come on, man. It's like, come on, we don't need that, man. That was fine over at TikTok. Don't bring that over here. Like, look, the videos that I post on my on Sasha Hung, it's motivating. Just talking about my experience. Like, hey, my welcome video about reading saves, about how I didn't feel like I belonged, but I eventually will find some for those who need to connect. Don't let words harm you. What are your favorite foods? Um, you know, being honest in relationships, listening matters, and of course, a funny video about join the box. And of course, it's just about learning about no means no. Here I am trying to, respect their culture, follow the rules, because I actually read through the whole TOS. And then we got everyone else just waltzing in doing what they want. I'm just like, oh, this is what I was trying to get away from. This whole thing where the big popular streamers want to waltz on in on an app like this just for popularity reasons. That's why I don't want to go back to TikTok, because I tried to get away from that, get away from them, separate myself from them, and now they're coming back over on there, and it's just like, this is what I don't want to deal with. This is what I try to run away from, and now I got to deal with it on this app. So I'm hoping that the CEO sees this and he or she cracks down on what's happening here, because while they're all excited and welcoming of this, I know what's about to happen. And it's going to infuriate me to no end if this causes this app, you know, like, just here's one. Cheating boyfriend told. Um, more stuff about politics. Means it's like being sussy. Like what? Why? Why? Oh man, I'm just. And they keep talking about the censorship over in TikTok. I was about to say something that's gonna get me in trouble, so I'm gonna keep it to myself. All I'm gonna say is, gee, I never expected this. Now, to those who are not doing any of that, I'm not talking to y'all. But to the ones that are doing this, know who y'all are. Know who y'all are. And it's not cool, man. It's not cool that y'all want to go into their app and do this. This is not cool, man. And I'm just so embarrassed as an American. We tend to do this. And man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be having a good look at myself in the mirror. Not today, but definitely tomorrow while I work on my videos and ask myself, like, man, what happened? Why is America always like this? It's because it's learned top behaviors. If their household's negative, they're gonna be negative. If the leaders are negative, they're gonna be negative. And to them, that is their normal. It's just my brain, man. My brain. It's just ridiculous. One person said it best themselves saying, man, they're going to ruin a good thing. I hope they don't. It's like all of a sudden they had no interest in this app and now they're just flocking over to the app. Like, come on, man. This is ridiculous. I don't want this just to be another here's an app where popular people can just show up and do. We don't need that, man. We don't need that. Y'all want to spread your popularity and stuff, go on back over to TikTok, please. We don't need that, man. We deal with that enough where small streamers and whatnot already struggle to grow on their platforms because of this nonsense. Because these big popular furs and whatnot want to use politics against us. I'm just gonna call it like it is, how I see it. They see a gold mine, they're going over there just so they can make some money. It's just it's frustrating. It's so frustrating because I put up with this for so long and I've been quiet about it for so long and I'm not going to be quiet about it anymore because I know what they're trying to do. Because Americans by nature are capitalists. They see something, they capitalize. They see something, they capitalize. They capitalize, they capitalize. And it's just, man, this is why I just been following mostly anyone from China and of course some of my American friends, so like some of my Americans, and I just been looking up their creations and whatnot, but all this stuff about the politics and I'm like, stop, please, talk about something else. Like I swear, it's like, wait a minute, is this all we talk about? Is this all we Americans do? There's just no way, man. There's just no way. Just such a big wake up call. Anyway, I swear I did not come on here just to vent about that. It's just, to me, it's just not right. It's just not right. It really isn't right, man. They're trying to dominate an app. It's not even theirs. Oh man, I found an app that's just like TikTok. Let me just. No. No. It's not what you're supposed to do. And especially to the big time streamers, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. You know better. You know better than this. Like goodness gracious, man. Like what is wrong with us? We got a lot to learn. That's all I gotta say. We as Americans got a lot to learn about how to deal with different cultures and whatnot. And this would explain why so many third world countries are so strict towards us, and why they treat us the way they do. Because when you try to be nice, this is what you get. well, as long as I'm doing my part, that's what like. Well, as long as you do your part, you're not doing it the way you're worried about it. It's just that I don't know, man. Again, this is not towards everyone. To those who are using common sense, they're not doing what they're doing, all of that. I'm not talking to you. You know what I'm talking about. Because I'm telling you, man, if this is how we act, then man, I got a lot of self evaluating myself to do. Like asking myself, I like this. Was I ever like this? Like, ooh, by the way, this game is just eh. It's eh at best. But this was the game that received the most controversy. Even though you do the exact same thing in Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row, where you can beat up innocent civilians and of course mortalize them. So I don't get what makes this game different from Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row or any other game where you can fight, you know, those that are innocent and whatnot. I don't get how this. If anything, I feel like Postal is more controversial than this game. It's just weird to me, man. I remember when I first played Hatred, and I pretty much stated, "Wow, this game has a unique art style. This game has an interesting premise, but the gameplay somehow is boring." So somehow they managed to make the gameplay boring. I didn't even think that was possible, but they did. You do the same thing over and over and over again. There are better top-down shooters than this. What would have made the game even more interesting is if some of the civilians could defend themselves. It's like, come on, man. This was the game that sparked controversy on news media sites. This game, really, really, and surprisingly, uh, in 2021 there was a graphic novel that was released, and then to just try to wrap your head around this. There's a DLC that was released in 2019. What? You can't make this up. Now the good news is that the company that worked on this game, they found they actually made a better game. So good on them for learning from their mistakes. But yeah, this is all you do in the game. That's it. That's all you do. Oh, this is the big bad controversial game here. Wow. But yeah, I just really don't want people to ruin, Sasha Hung, the app. I really don't. I'm actually surviving. I'm sorry. Wait, what? Did she just do a spinning back kick? She did a spinning back kick. All right, I think I'm gonna be done streaming. Again, I do apologize if I came across as like overly concerned and worried. It's just that I just don't want nothing bad to happen to that app, man. I really don't. Now, next time y'all see me, we're going to be talking about Rouse 8 for 2, Mortal Kombat. We're going to talk about Cohen. We're talking about Atlius. As a matter of fact, I think I can go ahead and play Rouse 8 because I really don't want to play this boring game anymore. Let's play some Rivals at 8 for real quick. Just gotta find it. Just gotta find it. Bam, there it is. Rivals of Aether. One of my favorite fighting games of all time. Tons of mods, lots of stages, endless amounts of replayability. The game is just everything that you wish for it to be and then some. It's just awesome. Play a little bit of it and then I'll go ahead and end the stream. Part one, the stream. Part two, just be, Rivals 8 for 2, Mortal Kombat game. And yeah, but if anyone has any questions about my concerns with the fact that this is what I'm pretty much seeing this happen, by all means, you have my full on permission to email me and whatnot. I now have a link tree. Well, I did have a link tree, but now it's updated. Um, multiple ways to get in contact with me, and also to my fellow Ohioans, stay warm. It'll be pretty cold. Bundle up. But don't bundle up too much to the point where you're freezing, because we don't want that. We don't need you freezing. So you'll definitely be seeing me maybe rage a little bit. I'll try not to. On the final level, I guess at least Rivals 8 for 2, because try to beat every level of the arcade mode, to every difficulty, easy, medium, hard. And of course, before I start stream, I'm gonna learn more Chinese and everything. So, but yeah, I am not gonna be pessimistic, but I'm not gonna be silly either. I know what time it is, and just gotta be careful. But it's just seeing all that, man. It's just a wake up call. Like, we truly like this? Is this how we are? All right. Oh, can't. Oh. Mm. There we go. So his move set is pretty much going to be similar here than it will be in Rivals of 8 for 2, just with some slight differences. So he's definitely going to be a little bit slow, but also quick, agile on his feet. All right, I think that's enough. All right, I'm actually getting tired. So y'all take care. Seshajin. And if you are considering going on Retinol, aka Zhang, please read the terms service. Please be respectful. Please don't just try to overtake their app. All right. Let's be a good shining example. And if you don't know how to do that, then please just ask. They want to help because they're being very welcoming. They're giving us a chance. Please don't fool it up. Don't screw it up. All right, you have a good one. I shall see you all when the DLC updates are released.